Good afternoon, my people. What is going on, Wealth Our Way Nation? It is your main man, Charles Tank Harris, the founder and chief visionary officer of the financial literacy platform Wealth Our Way, where our motto is wealth is not only for the wealthy. I welcome each and every one of you to episode 147. Today we'll be discussing Elon Musk and his privatization, his leveraged buyout of the social media platform Twitter. But before we get into that, I got to practice the attitude of gratitude and say thank you to each and every one of you who are here with me as I stream live across the Wealth Our Way Facebook page and the YouTube Wealth Our Way Network page. Please don't forget to subscribe to Wealth Our Way Network on YouTube. I also want to give my Wild Nation salute to all the members of Wealth Our Way Nation who watch this program overnight, over the weekend, pre-recorded, wherever they can squeeze 15 minutes of financial literacy in. And then last but not least, a heartfelt how are you to the good folks on the Life 101 platform who listen to the audio recording of this very here program. So, I strive to keep you guys educated, financially literate, up to date, and in the know on all things financial. I normally don't get involved with, news and gossip and things of that nature. But this Twitter thing with Elon Musk is pretty big, and I feel as though I would be doing you guys a disservice if I didn't speak on it. But unlike most platforms, what you're going to get from me, I'm going to tell you when I'm giving you facts and when I'm giving you my opinion. So you have a clear route and delineation between what is fact and what is just how Tank sees this happening. So let's start with the fact that what is occurring, and it's not official yet, but you can pretty much put it to bed. There are a couple of just hurdles that have to be ironed out, but the deal is not finalized, that Elon Musk has come to terms with Twitter and their board to purchase them and privatize Twitter. What does this mean? I'm going to give you the factual terms as to what has been discussed. So a publicly owned company is a company that sells its stock over an exchange like the New York Stock Exchange or the NASDAQ exchange, and you and I or anyone in the world can openly bid and buy a share, 5 shares, a partial share of that stock, which is the whole concept of owning a company. It's an equity ownership position. Normally, as individual investors, we don't have enough money to buy so much of a company that we could really feel the way we want to feel when we say we own something. There is a difference between owning 100 shares of Microsoft and really owning Microsoft as a company, being able to go in and get your cousin a job. So what we talk about when we talk about a publicly traded company are companies that have stock that the general public can buy. These companies are measured in what is called market capitalization. What that simply means is it is the price that the share of stock is trading at times the number of shares that are owned by everybody in the world. So this number constantly moves. So this is not a fact. You can go Google the number though. When we talk about market cap, we normally have small, mid, or large cap companies. Now, there are other subdivisions like micro or stuff like that, but the 3 major categorizations are small, mid, and large. Small are normally companies that are under $2 billion of market cap. Mid are 2 to 5, and large are over 5. As you guys have seen in the news, this Twitter deal is over $44 billion. So Twitter is a large company. How does someone buy a company that is trading with a market capitalization of $44 billion? Does Elon Musk have $44 billion? It's an interesting question, and here's the reality of that. I don't know what Elon Musk's net worth is today, right now at 12:34 as I'm recording this, but he is worth billions and billions and billions of dollars. The reality, though, is being worth billions and billions and billions of dollars doesn't actually mean you have it in your possession as liquid cash. Most people who are wealthy most people who are even not wealthy, our net worth consists of cash, real estate, stock holdings, business ventures, all of these different things. The majority of Elon Musk's net worth is his ownership of Tesla stock in the Tesla company that he founded. So the first hurdle that he had to clear to buy the company was to prove he could afford it. So I know that sounds crazy because he has more money than he paid for it on paper, but he had to prove that he could afford it. The board originally did not want him to buy the company. That is a fact. As a result, they were questioning how he would afford the company. Because when you're coming in saying, hey, I own this company and the stock is worth this much today, you can't guarantee that in 90 days when the sale closes, that your stock would still be worth that. It's going to fluctuate up and down. So Elon Musk wasn't able to successfully bid and get his bid accepted based on his personal net worth. He went to a myriad of outside investors, brokerage firms, high net worth individuals, institutions, and he got pledges for debt, which is borrowing, and also equity investments from outside investors. So this combination of all of these different pieces that he's offering this purchasing is what is known as a leveraged buyout. So buyout basically means we're going to buy out everybody who owns it. Leveraged means we're borrowing money to do it. We're using leverage. This is exciting to me because you've heard me say on previous programs, I got my interest in finance over a leveraged buyout. The very first business book I ever read was Barbarians Are at the Gate. It was the story of the leveraged buyout of RJR Nabisco. Basically, the CEO, F something Johnson, I forget his first name, he wanted to buy Nabisco. He felt as though he could do a better job running Nabisco if it wasn't a publicly traded company and he didn't always have to answer to his shareholders. So he went and got a bunch of different groups to raise debt so he could buy all the stock back. At the end of the day, his bid was unsuccessful. Someone else beat him, KKR, which I referenced on this program earlier last week. Colbert, Kravis, and Roberts beat him for the bid. I also referenced in the book that I finished listening to the book, Why Should White Guys Have All the Fun, which is the story of Reginald F. Lewis, who was the first Black person to do $1 billion leverage buyout when he bought out Beatrice Foods International Group. Going back to Elon Musk and Twitter, the board was so concerned that he was going to buy them that they started to institute what is called and known as a poison pill. So once again, my desire to educate you guys, if y'all want to speak and talk about this at cocktail parties, I want you to have the proper language. Leveraged buyout, buying a company that is currently public to turn it private, and you're borrowing money to do so. Poison pill. Poison pill is something that a board of directors and shareholders can get together to decide to do. It's in a corporate resolution. What it basically means is the board can authorize that everybody who has shares of a particular company can buy more of that company at a discounted rate. In this instance, 15%. What does that mean? Why is that considered a poison pill? For me to want to go into a company and take it over, I have to start with at least a 10% position of that company. So Twitter was roughly valued at, let's say, $42 billion. I believe Elon Musk had acquired a 20% stake in Twitter. Don't quote me on that, but it was somewhere between 10 and 20%. If you own 20% of a $40 billion company, your position is $8 billion. And I know this starts to sound like funny money that doesn't even make sense to us, but follow me on this. $8 billion. If the company's board of directors institutes this ability for everybody who owns shares of the company to get the company at a discounted rate of 15%, it in theory lowers the value of the stock by 15%. So if you have an $8 billion position, now all of a sudden, $1.2 billion of your position is gone because your 8 billion is 15% lower. 15% of 8 billion is 1.2 billion. It makes your $8 billion position $6.8 billion. And it scares most corporate raiders, which is what they call a person who's trying to buy out a company, a corporate raider. It scares them off. Nobody wants to lose that much of their investment. And it scares off the people who are supporting them and going to raise debt with them. So they threatened Elon Musk with a poison pill. They did not actually end up doing it. The process moved forward, and Elon Musk and Twitter reached an agreement. Jack Dorsey, the founder of Twitter, actually came out publicly and endorsed Elon Musk's bid and said it's good for Twitter. All of that is factual information. Now let's go with some opinions. I don't really use Twitter that much. I'm on Twitter. I can't even tell you if I ever tweeted anything. I just don't find the platform useful for me. But many, many people find Twitter extremely useful. People are concerned that one person owning Twitter will make that person, it's basically their personal platform to say and do whatever they want to. If you guys look back to when Elon Musk was on Saturday Night Live and the run-up of Dogecoin before he got on Saturday Night Live, this man going on Twitter and typing something made millions of people respond. So I can't read all of that right now, Ariana, but I'm going to address it. I want to read it and I'll hit you back. I appreciate this in the post. I love my audience, always keeps me up on game. Thank you, brother. But with that being said, people are concerned that you're going to take a platform that millions of people correspond and shed their opinion on and have one person as the voice of what does get listed and what doesn't. Elon Musk has a history of blocking people from his private Twitter account that say anything bad about him or his companies. So what's to say now that he has control over the whole platform that he doesn't turn it into what they accuse Russia and North Korea, what they accuse these communist countries of doing, where they dictate the information that people want to get to receive. That is why I'm telling you guys this information here. That's why we have free platforms to educate you, because you need to always operate with buyer beware mindset. Who is giving you this information? Is it fact or is it opinion? And why are they telling you this? There's also a concern that Donald Trump, who has been banned by Twitter, will get his Twitter account back, because Elon Musk has already come out and said that when he runs Twitter, he's not in favor of permanent bans, that he's more in favor of sanctions and financial punishments, or just slaps on the wrist for people who violate the policies of Twitter. I, for one, am for that. I don't like anything that bans anybody or anything. I do believe in free speech, but there are a lot of people who are not feeling that at all. So if Elon Musk decides to use this platform for his own personal gain and dictate to the world what he wants them to hear, that could be a bad thing. And I'm not saying that that's going to happen, but that could happen. So the actual culmination of all of this is still a month or two away. I know that Elon Musk had gotten in trouble with the SEC behind saying something about Tesla stock going private once before. I really am curious to follow this and see how this goes. But for you guys, I wanted you to be up on all the terms. I wanted you to know what was going on. And now I feel like you do. So if you have more interest in this, let me know. We'll talk about it again on Thursday. As for right now, tomorrow night, I'm getting excited again because we have the next episode of the Financial Power Hour, where we're going to have Christina Blackburn, we're going to have Donovan West back, and we're going to have a new guest. Diana's not going to be with us, but we're going to have the beautiful Stacey Gilbert, fitness. I'm always following her fitness videos on Instagram and Facebook, because she's just a beast in keeping up and keeping in shape and inspiring the masses. And she dates. So we're going to talk about dating. You guys be here tomorrow night at 6 p.m. as we do another episode of the Financial Power Hour. And join me Thursday as we have another episode of 15 Minutes of Finance. I hope you guys had a great weekend and are off to a great start to your week. I look forward to seeing you all. And remember, wealth is not only for the wealthy. You guys take care.